My name is Cara DeBain, and this is a video looking back over my time in ENC 1102. This video will explain my goals and aspirations for the course and whether or not I met those goals. This is my very first semester at the University of Central Florida, and I was very excited to see how the classes stacked up. I have already taken a class that is equal to ENC 1102 at the University of Rhode Island, but unfortunately, the credits did not transfer over, meaning that I had to take it once again. I'm an elementary education major, and I have only heard amazing things about University of Central Florida. I was very anxious to take this class and be able to compare it with my class at the University of Rhode Island, which I received a B+ in, but I was very disappointed in the grade that I have received in the class so far. One of my goals coming into the class was to try my best to get an A. I know it can be very challenging in college classes, and life does not revolve around grades, but it was important to me considering I had done so well in a class just like it. I could not be more disappointed with my current grade. As of right now, my grade in the class is an 80.9, which I believe is undeserved. First of all, the grading has no points whatsoever, but the grades are on a point-based scale, meaning that when you complete homework, quick writes, and surveys, they do not add any points, but can only hurt you if you do not complete them. Also, something that can hurt your grade is the attendance policy. If you miss a class and still complete the homework, you will be refused credit for it, even if you have the proper documentation for the missed class. I also feel as if the classes are almost a waste of time to attend. Most days there was no real lesson plan, and we would sit around for the majority of class discussing homework topics that shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. My second goal for the class was to not miss more than 3 classes, and this is a goal I did accomplish. Although I work full-time outside of school to pay for my education, I was able to stay strict on myself and make myself attend class, even though most days I could have accomplished more on my own in the library. This is a picture of my friend Kendall and myself getting ready to attend an off-site event. Since I'm always working, I decided that Cooper's Hawk, my work, would be a great place to study because I did not have much outside time to collect my research. Outcome number 1. To demonstrate an awareness of the dynamic relationship between rhetorical situation, discourse community, genre, and inquiry. This is a screenshot of my proposal assignment. I believe that Task 1, the proposal, meets all of the requirements for outcome number 1. While writing this proposal, I used academic writing in order to convey a serious tone. I also wrote with a clear view of my audience, my professor and peers, and made sure to explain any terminology or concepts that they would not know. I used all the readings we had done thus far in the class to create my argument that Cooper's Hawk was a discourse community and related my discourse community to ideas like participatory culture and rhetorical situation. I believe that Task 1, the proposal, meets all of the expectations of outcome number 1. Outcome number 2, to engage in a meaningful, dynamic, and inquiry-based research process. This is a screenshot of my annotated bibliography. I believe that this outcome was met during the annotated bibliography section of this course. This course required us to create an annotated bibliography using 4 primary sources, 4 secondary sources, and it also had us use scholarly articles and brought us to the library in order to complete this task. By doing all of these things, in Task 2, the annotated bibliography was able to help me achieve this objective and help me to engage in a meaningful, dynamic, and inquiry-based research project. Outcome number 3, to read, analyze, and synthesize complex texts and incorporate multiple kinds of evidence purposely in order to generate and support writing. Outcome number 3 was met by completing all the homework that was assigned for this course. All the readings we had to do were very complicated and complex readings. We not only had to read them, but take notes and analyze the text we had just read. We also had to use these texts as evidence in our analysis paper and proposal assignment. Sometimes it was challenging to read and understand these texts, and then we discussed those readings in class. We also met this outcome by filling out our Framing Devices worksheet in class. We had to interpret the readings and fill in different informations that we had discovered from these texts. Outcome number 4, to produce complex, analytic, persuasive arguments that matter in academic contexts. This is a screenshot of my analysis assignment. This objective was completely met by task number 4, the analysis paper. In this paper, we had to write an academic research paper and persuade the reader in agreeing with our research. We also had to incorporate different organizational strategies into our papers using an introduction, conclusion, method section, conceptual framework, and analyze all of our primary sources. By turning in drafts for this paper, we were able to produce a complex and analytic paper and formulate our ideas and research into a well-written paper. The drafts helped us to receive feedback from our peers and really brought the concepts home. Once you teach something, you can say that you really understand the topic, and so by having peer reviews, we were able to test our knowledge in others' work. In conclusion, ENC 1102 has not been my favorite class, but I have been able to get through it and become a stronger and more independent learner because of it. This class has taught me that it's not always fair, but to just keep trying and stick it out until the end. It has taught me about myself, my strengths and weaknesses as a student at the University of Central Florida. Thank you so much.